Okay, so we're back to hydrogen being the most abundant molecule in the universe.
Yeah.
And that's the power of it.
Mm-hmm.
The power of hydrogen from a standpoint where, like we were earlier talking about how they have hydrogen cell cars. They have. Can you imagine taking this device and then putting it through the air systems, like whether it's, and so our air system would be powered by hydrogen, our cars would be powered by hydrogen, and we have all these other things that we were talking about earlier, like ozone and stuff like that, and how those like ozone and stuff, they're all a benefit, but this is back to source.
Yeah, I mean they have reactions to them. It's kind of like using vitamin C as an antioxidant. It's a very, very powerful antioxidant. Mm-hmm. Once it reduces the oxidative stress, what happens? Like how does that come out of your body? And then you look at hydrogen with its little tiny molecular structure, and it has the ability to do things that other antioxidants and molecules in general don't have the ability to do. And it is because, like you said, we're turning back to the most basic ways of living. And that's where hydrogen therapy is so valuable for so many people. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're doing right now by actually breathing the hydrogen in. As the H2 water expert, I've been promoting hydrogen water for a long period of time, and for good reason. Water is undoubtedly the most convenient way of getting it. And hydrogen water is water with hydrogen gas dissolved into the water. And so what that means is you can just breathe the hydrogen gas in the way that we're doing it right now, and it has another or different application to it.
So the equivalent, and this is what I think people need to, I'd like them to understand, is that this is water all around us.
Yes.
And it's just a different density than the water that's in that ocean out there.
Yes.
And the way that water used to be, it was hydrogen rich, or the air around the water around it used to be hydrogen rich.
Yep.
Before contaminants and pollutions and stuff like this. Mm-hmm. So the breathing in this would be the equivalent of, and if you live by a waterfall, that's great. But that's really what a waterfall.
Yep.
This is what you'd be breathing at the base of a waterfall.
Yeah, in the most basic form, this is what you'd be breathing in large amounts of hydrogen ions with the negative electrical charge that your body wants and needs for it to actually enter it in the appropriate way. And from there, it starts reestablishing what many people have lost, and that is balance. That's really, I think, where we need to try and find ourselves in a nice balanced state.
So why not? I mean, this machine also produces Brown's gas, so it produces oxygen at the same time. Are we on oxygen too?
So no, we're just on hydrogen, and the reason being is, so what this machine is doing is just taking distilled water, so pure H2O, and splitting it into oxygen and hydrogen. Yeah. And so the oxygen comes out of this side, hydrogen comes out of this side. Yeah. Because of the strength of this machine, it is creating so much hydrogen that you and I are both breathing in well over what is considered a therapeutic amount. Because it has the ability to create that much hydrogen gas, it also has the ability to create that much oxygen gas. So you can breathe the oxygen in on its own as well, which has some benefits to it. Or you can connect both of them and breathe oxyhydrogen, or what you just mentioned, otherwise known as Brown's gas. And it has its own.
That's how I use when I don't even waste my time. I just do the both.
Yeah, yeah.
But hold on a second. Is there a downfall? Like, am I getting less hydrogen if I connect both?
No. So it's called the Tech Pro 900. Yeah. Because you're going to get 600 milliliters per minute of hydrogen and 300 milliliters per minute of oxygen, regardless of how you have it hooked up or how you're breathing it in or how you're ingesting it in any way, shape, or form. So
it's funny 6 is to bring balance, and then plus 3 is 9 is Aries to
You were just saying that earlier.
man. Yeah, so I really what I've noticed from
And then all the 6 and the 909 on the screen right now. Sorry, I had to mention that in there.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
So what I've noticed about using this, I live in such a clean environment, and my body's so out of stress that I don't notice this as much as somebody else who is in stress. The more stress that you're in, the more you will have acknowledgements there. But I know behind the scenes what it's doing, that it's helping my body in ways that I can't even see cope for it. And I do feel it, but I notice that when somebody is in a high level of inflammation or stress, they do this, like within 20 minutes, their life changes.
Yeah. I mean, and that's very, very similar to hydrogen-rich water, right? You know, being already balanced and having your stress levels dealt with, drinking hydrogen-rich water is probably just going to taste like a nice glass of really good water. Are you going to notice miraculous differences right away? No. What you'll probably notice is what we've talked about already, is the contrast when you go without the hydrogen water.
I mean, that was interesting because traveling around the world, there's been a couple times where we, for various reasons, our Alcaviva didn't either make it. We've had some, because we set it up in every location we're at. And then when we had a period of a couple of weeks, we didn't have it, and then all of a sudden we had it again. I'm like, oh my gosh, how did we live without this?
Yeah. I've heard that many times where it's like, 3-4 months go by, you're not noticing a huge difference, but then you go away for the weekend, and all of a sudden you're getting that bloated feeling from the regular water, and then you come back, you drink your hydrogen water, and that all goes away pretty much right away, and you're like, oh, man. And there's still times. I've been drinking this water for well over a decade. Last night I had a big sip of water. I'm like, man, this water's good.
But with this, we can actually make the water too.
Yeah, so that's actually, there are inhalation machines on the market, this is true hydrogen therapy, and this machine will allow you to create 3 out of the 4 ways of ingesting hydrogen. So the only way it doesn't create is hydrogen-rich saline, which of course is only going to be used at a hospital or a clinical setting. But with this, we're 1, breathing, so we're inhaling the hydrogen. We can 2, bubble the hydrogen gas right into this glass of water and create our own hydrogen water to drink. Or 3, you can bubble the hydrogen gas into your bathtub and you can bathe in the hydrogen.
I was just waiting for the hose because I lost my thing. I've been waiting to bath in it.
Yeah, and so I'll show you kind of what it looks like. I'm going to pause it for a second. I'll show you what it looks like in the when it's in the water. It's pretty cool. So this is a stainless steel rod, and it just helps with the delivery of the hydrogen into the... What's that smell?
Hydrogen production start.
Okay, so now... I don't know if you can see it from there, but you can see there are bubbles going into there. You can...
No, you can see it.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be hard not to.
Yeah.
So the idea is that... and by the way, so like when we're in environments where there's been a couple times where like couldn't attach a shower filter. I chose not to shower, so what I did is I just took hydrogen water.
Yeah.
And I just bathed in it, and an amazing experience. That's because one of the things is that that I noticed is that the skin goes soft right away. So I've been waiting to do this in my bath. That's what I've been waiting for.
Yeah, and so when you bathe in hydrogen, remembering that your skin is your largest organ, it's your largest detoxing organ. Hydrogen, being the small molecule that it is, has the ability to permeate your skin, much like it has the ability to permeate your blood-brain barrier, and it will get right in there and start reducing the oxidative stress and inflammation, so that that's opening up the pathways. That's really, hydrogen is known as an antioxidant.
Yeah.
It is the most efficient antioxidant that we know of. But underneath the oxidative stress, there's still a why. Why do we have oxidative stress? And that, again, comes back to what I just said. And this is what over 10 years of learning, this is my reasoning for it, is because it helps reestablish that balance at a cellular level.
Yeah, we have to have a certain amount of stress. I mean, catabolic and anabolic, the threshold between living and dying is very, very finite, but it has to be there. And we need stress to the body requires stress in order to adapt. If we don't have stressors, then we die.
Yep.
I mean, that's what we're built up against. So, but in particular with this, the difference between, like, say, if the difference in this with hydrogen water, or like with the portable hydrogen machines, it's different than the way of getting hydrogen via alkalization.
Yeah, and actually, I will say with the portable bottle that we have, this uses, there's ionization, which is going to split it into alkaline and acidic.
Yeah.
And then there's PEM, which is a form of ionization, but it's proton exchange membrane. So basically, long story short, the water that you put into there is going to be the exact same pH as it comes once you infuse the hydrogen in there.
Yeah, it doesn't change the pH.
No, and that is really important to understand, because it's not about the pH.
I don't really care about the pH.
No, nor should you.
Yeah.
But what it does is using electricity inside the water is doing essentially the same thing that this is doing.
Yeah.
And so it's creating hydrogen gas. It also creates the oxygen gas, but on the bottom of this little hole here, that's not a screw. That's actually an off-gas valve for the oxygen to get released out of.
So I've been carrying the predecessor version of this.
Yeah.
And I carry it around because I travel a lot. And, I used to not be able to go through airports with my water, but I do now. Because if it's medical water, I can take it through an airport. So it's medical water, vapor test it, and I bring my water. But even then, in situations where I can't, I just take the cleanest water source I can get, pour it in, and use this. And it's very easy. Is there any benefit? I mean, I take the Alcaviva sometimes, and I just do it anyways.
Yep.
Does it change?
It is. So this will create more hydrogen than an Alcaviva machine.
So I was feeling it.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to verify that what I was feeling, it was creating more hydrogen.
Yeah, so especially when my wife had just given birth and throughout the pregnancy, I would make her a bottle or two every day just to give her that extra dose of hydrogen, because it's not about just maintaining at that point. I'm trying to keep her more balanced. And that has helped immensely with during pregnancy. It was morning sickness was non-existent, and now lactation, there's no issue with. She's got a very good source, and everything is operating properly. And the beautiful thing is, by her drinking hydrogen water and creating that balance at the cellular level, that gets passed on through her milk to my son now.
So is this, I mean, the machine itself, there's certain people who have gadgets and everything, but is this overkill for somebody right now?
That's actually one of the beautiful things about hydrogen, is there's no adverse effects to having too much of it.
No, but I don't mean from the...
I'm sure there is.
I mean, is this something that people are going... Because they're looking at, this is about a $4,000?
It's $4,500 Canadian before the human garage discount.
Yeah.
And I think, are you asking, is this machine for everyone?
Yeah, I
no,
mean,
it's not.
But if you have the money,
if you have the money, absolutely. But you also, because you can do more with this, you can create hydrogen in better ways, because you just have to make sure that you also have water filtration.
Yeah. So of course you need water filtration. So for me, I've been waiting to do this because I lost my component.
Yeah, yeah,
Now I got it back. So I've been waiting to do this into my bath.
yeah.
Because in the small amount of doing bathing in hydrogen water,
You notice a difference.
completely difference in the elasticity of my skin and my fascia let go instantaneously. So what I'm perceiving, I haven't tested yet, but what I perceive is that fascial restrictions go away faster.
And that's a sound theory to that.
I'm going to test it.
Oh, I know you're going to.
Yeah.
you're good at that.
I gotta get a longer one of these hoses though.
Yeah, I
So-
mean, you can
so-
sit it right beside the bathtub and do it that way, but obviously people are going to have some concerns with that.
So the other part too is like, is that if I do this longer, is it just giving me more hydrogen? Is there a point where it just?
I'm so glad you asked that question because there is a point where this water will be super saturated.
And like we're probably at that point.
Yes. In this small amount of water, 2-3 minutes is all it's going to take with this amount of hydrogen going into
Okay,
it.
so let's taste it.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
this is Alcaviva water. Okay, let's get.
Hydrogen production suspension.
Now we'll start breathing. We'll keep breathing in it. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh yeah, you can taste the difference. You can feel it right away.
I know. It's like, I use this analogy quite a bit. It's the difference, it's hydrogen water is like water with hydrogen gas dissolved into it.
Oh my God, I can feel it going through my whole body right now.
Yeah, well, that's the power of hydrogen. Remember, it can get into areas.
You drink this all the time, right?
Yeah, well, hydrogen. I drink hydrogen water all day, and I can do that
I was just asking
safely.
because I'm not giving you any.
Yeah, don't worry, I got lots. That's nice, eh?
Oh man, I feel it going through my whole body.
Yeah, and
that is contrast because I drink hydrogenated water
Yep.
all the time.
Yep, and there's just
Wow.
just a difference.
Now, that I notice. Mm-hmm. I do not notice the gas as much. I know it's cleaning and doing stuff. I don't have the visceral difference, but that.
I think it's because it's entering in the digestive tract as opposed to in your nasal pathways. There could be a reason and
It's also my lungs are clear and inhalation. Even the top layer of fascia underneath the skin is your lungs.
yeah. I wonder if there's a relation to it hitting the vagus nerve differently because the vagus nerve connects.
Well, it's a bit disingenuous, the argument around the nerves, because the entire body is a pressurized system. The reason why a nerve is dysregulated is because there's too much pressure or there's too much dehydration. Because think of a nerve is like nails on a chalkboard. So that nerve is supposed to flow through all of those layers of fascia. It goes through there. And if the fascia is dehydrated, the movement creates like nails on a chalkboard. It creates agitation. Your nervous system goes, what's going on? The other part, the vagus nerve, is because the body is compressing. And as the body compresses, it also torques and winds. And that's where the issue is. So when we do a vagus nerve release, what we're doing is we're compressing down and twisting. We're actually inducing compression right from here all the way through and in the primary vagal pathway, so that when you stand up, you get decompression.
Gotcha.
But the reality is that the nerves themselves, I feel it. I feel it like.
You're getting high off of my supply this time.
No, legitimately, okay. Legitimately, I feel. I'm going back home. I have this in my room in Mexico. I'm going to do this to all my water. I'm not even telling everybody else.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to make jugs of water.
You know what you should do is just don't tell anyone and make the water and be like, oh, here, try this.
No, you got to tell them. And the reason why,
yeah, okay, fair enough.
yeah, because they won't even. If people don't have contrast, they don't even know exactly how to measure it. But Man, I mean, that is impactful. So I'm waiting to bathe in it. So because I think that's going to be the next.
Oh, that's gonna be a game changer for you. I can't wait to hear your experience with that.
I'm going back to Mexico. I don't have a bathtub where I am in Mexico. I mean, there's bathtubs in a property, but mine.
Here's what we're gonna do, because you're not gonna go back to Mexico till Monday.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave this here for you,
Okay. Cool.
and I'll pick it up from Jordan or something like that when you guys are gone.
How long's a?
The cord or the tubing on it? Yeah, you're gonna have to sit it right beside the bathtub, but you'll.
Yeah. Okay.
You're Garry Lineham. I know you're gonna figure out a way.
So we just get a longer silicone cord, and the other part too is because hydrogen is such a that if it's not silicone, silica, the body, then it will permeate even the
before it goes from here all the way through here, you're not getting any hydrogen at all. And really, that's
interesting because the body's silica.
I know I'd never really made that relation to the silicone and silica.
So that's why the body holds the hydrogen.
And that's I can literally see the light bulb turning on here and the explosion happening.
Yeah, that one just hit me hard.
Kind of like the hydrogen.
Yeah, it's probably what did it.
The reason
I'm feeling super high all of a sudden.
This is good. Who needs kava? Kava with hydrogen water? Oh.
I'll try that out today.
Yes, you will. So, I am the H2 water expert. That's how we met. I brought Tech for Health to the market with my business partner for this reason. This is our flagship machine, the Tech Pro 900. And in terms of inhalation machines, affordability is right in line with a machine that does 1/3 of the amount of hydrogen production that this thing does. So this thing does so much hydrogen that you and I are both getting more than what is considered a therapeutic amount of hydrogen, and it's splitting it between the two of us.
I'm feeling like I just did mushrooms.
Well, let's.
We'll
save that for later, Garry.
I mean, because my body is very sensitive and different, and it's very adaptive in different ways. But
mushrooms are one of the ways that we dissolve that veil.
Yeah,
right?
we are
mushrooms.
You
are a pretty fun guy.
Do you know that? By the way,
sorry, your fascia is mycelium. Mycelium is fascia.
That's what I was saying. Is that we genetically human beings are more closely related to mushrooms, fungus, than anything else in the animal.
Mushrooms. Yeah, and mushrooms are closer to us than any other plant. Yeah. No, we're just the fruiting parts of the mycelium.
But hold on, and mushrooms are not native to the planet Earth, right?
From what I've heard.
Yeah. So.
Well, we could keep this conversation going on, but I don't think we have mushroomlet in our video left.
Okay. So basically. The primary use is we've got oxygen and hydrogen consumed here.
Yeah.
But now I'm definitely drinking a whole lot of water doing this.
Yeah. And then also bathing. Yeah. But on top of that too, one thing that we as Tech for Health included that a lot of other companies don't include is the attachments to, with this, you can inhale it through your ears. So if you have tinnitus or you get migraines a lot, or there's the goggles, which I know you love.
Yeah, I do. I like the goggles.
And so as if, again, glaucoma, cataracts, even just aesthetically having eye bags, this will help reduce that.
So I noticed that right away, like somebody who has a lot of inflammation on their face, if they do that instantaneously, the pressure. Yeah. So, but you can also take the hydrogen, you could actually put it into a bag around a joint. Mm-hmm. So if you had like a knee issue, you could actually take and wrap it around. Yep. You can literally
take what we're using in our nose and put it right in that bag. Actually, when I first got this machine, I had done some squats and I just did it improperly and I hurt my lower back. Yeah. First thing I did was come home and lay on the couch for half an hour, just half an hour with this right at my lower back.
Yeah.
And I was back at the gym the next day. And I do have to give a shout out to you guys, because obviously I once I was back up, I do some fascial maneuvers, but I was able to do those fascial maneuvers because the hydrogen released that inflammation,
of
so that I could do that.
Well, what fascial maneuvers is just moving hyaluronic acid, back into the fascial tissue to release it. I mean, that's really what it is. It's allowing the allowing the hydrogen to flow properly.
Yeah. So we started with this with Tech for Health because I recognize inhalation as being, I would say, hydrogen water is the most convenient way of ingesting hydrogen, but hydrogen inhalation is the most powerful or effective way of ingesting hydrogen, and it's true hydrogen therapy. And so it very much has this place in the market. I would say that there's a lot of those vitamin IV, like the IV therapy vitamins. This is perfect for a place like that. You're already sitting there for half an hour or 60 minutes.
I mean, we have it in we have it in Mexico. We've got this, and we've got the Nano V.
Yeah.
And I was doing it on tour. I was
doing the goggles.
Doing the goggles and the Nano V, but
and I know Raw love the goggles. Everybody loves the goggles because you just look so cool wearing them. But it is getting that ingestion of hydrogen right at your eyeballs. Like, it's just being able to put it topically that way it's just another cool way of getting the hydrogen.
Yeah, if I had an eye issue, couldn't see properly, I'd be doing this every day.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't really help with prescription that I've found yet.
No, it would, because
but if you had like an eye infection or pink eye or something like that, or if you just have dry, sore eyes from traveling, or maybe they're cranking up the 6G.
Eventually, that is.
We know that's coming. Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, this is the flagship for Tech for Health, but we understand that there's other ways for people to get hydrogen. And again, this is a very popular way.
So we've got Alcaviva, which we get all the time, and that's easy. It's there. It's like the workhorse of it.
Yep.
I've got this, which I do. Like I was saying, I take my Alcaviva water, put it in there, and I'm like, it feels like I'm getting more. So that's what I was doing. I was kind of like, am I kidding myself? But no, it actually
No, you are getting more, and I'm glad that you're using the Alcaviva water because it is very important that you use properly filtered water.
If you don't use filtered water, you're ionizing stuff that you don't want to get.
Yeah,
that's
the last thing you want to be doing
is actually dangerous.
Yeah, you don't want to be making arsenic more bioavailable, right? Or fluoride or pharmaceuticals or pesticides, right? That's the last thing you want to be doing.
So this has to be okay. What about distilled water?
Distilled water, yes, because you don't need minerals in the water to create the hydrogen. Using this form.
If I didn't have I'm just like playing this off.
Yep.
I could use distilled water, put it in here, hydrogenate it, and then put some mineral drops in there.
Yep. Throw in some insalted. Throw in some survival moss. Absolutely. That's what I highly recommend doing that. And then likewise,
interesting.
With why you want filtered water.
Yeah.
The hydrogen is going to take the 94 minerals that you get with your sea moss and deliver it into your body better.
Well, you can't get more filtered than distilled, right?
No, you can't. No, it is the purest form of H2O.
So, and then you're just basically reconstituting what you want.
Yep. Yes.
I'm going to do that.
Yep.
I'm going to play around with this a little bit more.
Oh yeah, no, that's the cool thing about, and especially when you have these machines and you have the time to do so, there's all sorts of fun things that you can do with it, and you can do it safely because hydrogen is very safe, and what we're using is water. Doesn't get safer than that as long as you filter it properly.
But even from even for a lot of people who are conscious about health, what I tell people all the time is that there's a lot of things that we do, supplements that we take. There's a lot of therapies that we there's a lot of
wondering.
there's a lot of supplements we take. There's a lot of machines or therapies or massages or things that we do to be healthy. And if we were to take care of ourselves at the stress level, the hydrogen level, then a lot of things that we currently do in our life, we
wouldn't need to.
Yeah. So even though this is like a $4,500 machine, that this is something that will reduce the amount of dependency on other things. And
Oh, absolutely.
and by the way, I only personally use, if it's a machine, I only use things that enable my body to function better, which is not like, there's a lot of things that say they do that, but they take away a function.
Yeah.
This is like for me, or for using Alcaviva, or this is the equivalent of going back to where nature was, which is and then my body does the rest. That's why I like it.
And that's what I love about hydrogen. You know, if you ever hear anybody say, you know, making curative claims and stuff with hydrogen, don't listen to them, because that's not what hydrogen's doing. Hydrogen is helping you get back to allowing your body to do what it's supposed to do.
Do you know why you can't make a curative claim?
Why?
Because scientifically, they already know this. The only thing that can cure the human body is the human body. So to make a curative claim, that's the basis of science.
Yeah.
That's their basis of law that they're doing. To make a curative claim, the only thing that can cure the human body is the human body. That's how they do it. That's why because it's true. And so everybody tries to bring out technology to make a claim. This is just assisting the body to do what it naturally does better.
Yeah.
Equivalent of living beside a waterfall.
Yeah. Well, and
Because that's really what it is.
the goal isn't to use this for the rest of your life. Reestablish that balance, and then it's just maintenance after that. You know, it's not there's people that desperately need the health benefits that you get from this machine, from hydrogen therapy. But it's not, I don't want you on, I'm not selling you a prescription that I want you on for the rest of your life. I want you to get back to where you should be.
We have to move to nature or change the environment, because the reason why we're sick is because of the environment.
Yeah.
We're just a reflection of the environment.
Yep, absolutely. And so, another thing we've talked about bathing in the hydrogen and stuff. One thing, because I have filtration for your entire home, but really when you're doing that, it's because you want to filter the water that you're ingesting, so you're drinking and cooking with, but also the water you're showering and bathing with. Now, bath filters are a tough one to come by. We've been looking, but we came out with this little guy, which is,
I travel with this.
Yeah, and this is an inline shower filter.
It's the easiest one that I've ever used, and it now how does it make hydrogen? It spins.
It's the minerals that it's got some magnesium pellets in there that the magnesium will create the hydrogen.
Okay, so this does create it
adds vitamin C, E, selenium, and hydrogen to the water.
Yeah,
and it's
it's the cheapest, best way. So I take two of these when I travel. They're in my my suitcases, and I have two wrenches, because I found out that when I'm in hotels, I need two wrenches, because they're so I carry that with me all the time. I've found it to be super effective because they're traveling all the time. This is what's literally made travel, because we do all these things to maintain our health, and then we go get into arsenic, especially in the United States, fluoride, arsenic, and chlorine-based water.
Yeah.
And it just instantaneously, if you're healthy, your body goes, no, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they also use, and we use them up here in Canada too, but chloramines, which is chlorine and ammonia mixed, which is even worse. But this takes care of all that. Same with heavy metals. There's a 22-stage filtration to it, and that part of that, again, is adding the vitamin C, E, selenium, and hydrogen to it.
And it's making remineralizing the water, because you can feel it in your skin.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's I haven't had one person use this shower filter and tell me anything other than, oh my God, it's amazing.
This is like 80...
$79.99 Canadian.
Yeah.
before the 10% discount from
so like,
Human Garage.
it's like $20 US.
Yeah, that's it. We're
it's
basically giving it to you.
$80 Canadian. Which
Yeah, $80 Canadian with shipping
and
and
they
taxes.
last about 6 months, and then the filters.
There's 2 replacement filters that come with it.
So
Year and a half.
Year and a half.
Yeah, you get 18 months of properly filtered showers.
Yeah.
And then there's one other product that we have on Tech for Health, aside from the Alcaviva H2 machines. We added this in because we've had this discussion. I'm not a huge fan of reverse osmosis systems for a number of reasons. One, I mean, like the one that Casamayakan, it looks like a bomb that needs to be dismantled, the big, huge tank, and a lot of time that tank runs out and stuff like that. So we have found what I look at as the Ferrari of RO systems. And the reason being is, one, it's tankless, so it'll actually, you have an unlimited source of it. 2, it uses UV filtration. 3, it has true remineralization. You have the option to do true remineralization. What I mean by that is there are RO systems with remineralization, but typically it's magnesium sulfate, calcium sulfate. It's synthetic minerals, whereas our RO system is